Jürgen Sundberg, the CEO of Link Humans, an employer branding agency in London, says the cost to recruit, hire, and onboard a new employee can be as much as 240,000 US dollars. Now, that's a whole lot of money if you ask me. Why would any employer want to spend that much? Well, to avoid such stories that touch, as an employer, you need to watch today's topic right here as we discuss hiring right on Certification Insights. Welcome to the show. My name is Bamidele Vivian Osagie. Do not go anywhere. We will discuss when we come back right after this break. Welcome back from that short break. This is Certification Insights. My name is Bamidele Vivian Osagie. Now, getting straight to the matter at hand. Hiring right. Well, my guest is in the studio already, as always, and it's a pleasure to welcome Ajibola Bamidele. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, it's a good day to do.
Yeah, too.
We're talking about that one thing that every employer needs to talk about, hiring. But basically, hiring right. What does it mean to hire right?
Yeah, of course. Let's first even talk about why do people hire. Most times I say when you see vacancy, that we're looking for people. Now at the flip side of that ad, what is really written there is that we have a problem. So when you see vacancy, it's just that probably when companies put that we have a problem, it's always difficult for people to apply. People don't like going to companies that have problems. They believe if a company wants to hire, it must be that they don't have problem. But that's a deceit, because most companies, when there's a problem in the business and there's something they want to achieve, then they look for someone. They need someone. So, going back to your question, what does it mean to hire right? When you get the person that can take down the problem that made you start looking for someone, then you've hired right. But if the problem, does not get solved, when you bring that person in, then you've entered one chance.
You have to go through the process again.
Because not process again. But if you're like a Nigerian company, when we get hiring wrong, probably you got a battery, or maybe the battery is not working. We now get another battery to stay beside the old battery. We now get another battery. So you see a car that needs only one battery that has 3 batteries competing for, because one battery is not effective, but we don't change it. So what we do is to get another battery, Very soon you have overhead, too many heads that the business can pay.
Ooh.
And the problem still remains.
Wow.
So that's what, so we hire right, problems are taken down.
Okay, so basically hiring right now, how does this affect businesses?
So you've always had this adage that said, people are your greatest asset. In fact, there are a lot of business goals you cannot achieve without the right talent. Because without the right people, you cannot do it. Like, let's say, for example, a club like IIBA and a club like Baka, they are 2 different clubs. But what makes them different? Not the name, the talents that are there. Now, if you bring the talent that will play in Baka, put them in IIBA, but the name is IIBA, and take those talents in IIBA and let them play. Use the Baka's name. Now, immediately, IIBA will become Baka, and Baka will become IIBA. So, if we don't hire right, we are finished. You cannot grow. You lose your competitive advantage. You lose everything. You lose money. You lose resources. You lose your placement, and you go bankrupt. Because people make businesses.
So, what are the processes in hiring?
Okay, so every organization have unique processes, but I'll just mention generic things that you must put in place, because it depends on what works for you. Some organizations, depends on what I've been working for you for years, but typically there must be a business need. There must be something you want to achieve, a business goal that you have in mind. Then before you start looking for people, so number 1, there must be a business goal. There must be a job description, what that person must be able to do. And you must have all the job specification, whatever it is, competence you're looking for, all those things. So I see that as fundamentals. Then, second process might be that, okay, you're asking yourself, where are you going to get these people from? That's awesome. Then you now start working on your visibility so that you want to be visible so that when you throw your cards out, the right people will apply. So that's employment brand. But if you need someone, you can check within your company, that's internal recruitment, or check outside for it. But if you want to check outside for it, there must be a process. So as you bring them, as you're trying to attract people to apply, you must also have a selection process, which has the first screening, second screening, the interview. You go through a different test, till you get to the point that you want to give the offer. So there's a way, because for every phase, it's like a funnel. There might be a lot of people, but over time, when they're going through the process, you keep screening them gradually till reducing them to to few people that you now start playing around. Okay, who are the ones that we're going to choose among those two, among those three? Those are the people that make the final bit.
Okay, but in the hiring process, must it always be the HR responsible, or are there cases whereby the CEO can step in and say, you know what, for this recruitment, I want to take charge and go through the process myself?
It depends on who wants to solve the problem. So let's not label who should do it.
Okay.
Who has the capacity to solve the problem or to know who can solve the problem? Because not all that glitters is gold. So the hiring manager does not know what he's looking for. Maybe he has a defective eye, or doesn't know how to choose, or maybe he has his own bias. So, but normally people say it's the hiring manager, but the CEO, when you want to hire executive level, of course, the CEO knows where he wants to get to his dreams. He knows the kind of people that can help him get there. Then he hires. That's why CEOs sometimes travel at the senior level and poach someone from anywhere in the world. Because he knows who he wants and he knows what he needs. So, but typically, people say is the hiring manager, majorly, that hires if it's departmental problems. So, people that head of departments are the ones that actually make those final decisions. But the HR gets involved by setting the hiring process in place, making sure the line manager follows the hiring process that has been designed. So, I can say HR leads the game, but the person that implements those things is the line manager. But HR also look for the culture fit, because line manager might look for technical competence, but HR wants to know, does this guy fit our culture? And that's what HR majorly might be interested in.
Okay, now I do know that there are some things that can affect the whole process of hiring, but I would really love for you to, share with us some of those things to look out for, that basically this can affect the hiring decision. Take, for instance, have you had cases whereby someone comes in and says, I can do XYZ on paper, but it inevitably turns out to be like, it's not the same thing. Has this happened?
Of course, it happens a lot, because most times we end up with PO. We call it previously unidentified recruitment error.
Okay.
There's nobody that you ask, are you a good person? You say, I'm good. Who will ever tell you that it's not good? So we need to ask you, what have you done before? I've killed the lion, I've killed the bear. Okay, maybe you can kill the lion. But we must see what you've done before. But most times, most employers believe in what we're saying, I can do propaganda. And we believe that it's not about I can do. What have you done before? Because a lot of us know what we can do, but we don't do what we can do. So the challenge is there's always a gap between what we know and what we do. So what the business needs is who can do, not who will say I can do. So we need to understand what you've done before. And that's why people have different kind of interview questions. We have behavioral interview, looking at what the person has done before. We have competency-based interview. Okay, saying to that person that imagine you find yourself in this kind of situation, what are you going to do? You are testing that person's competence. So there's a lot of people that manage the interview process, need to know a lot of what they're looking for. And it also depends on having people that are biased. Oh, this person is coming to my church. This is my fellow brother. This is my fellow buyer. This is my family. This. Or you might not even be clear about the business goal. That's why you cannot send the person that does not understand the business goal to hire for your company. Because it will hire what you think you need. I remember years ago when I've not gotten married, people will help you look for a wife. And then I found a wife very, very homely, very, very caring. And you see the thing they brought, maybe one person from village. Of course, you don't want the village to be your wife. So, but people pick because they don't know your goals. So the only person that can help you search for someone will be someone that understands you and understands your goals.
That's what you're looking for at
Looking
the end
for
of the
it.
day.
Or else it will give you something that will
You
take
just
to
manage.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we wrap things up in a nutshell, I know you've mentioned some vital points today on hiring right and all. So I just want something for those who are into recruitment, something they can take home to look out for when hiring the right person.
We said it also.
Everything.
Still the same thing.
Just one last thing.
Know the problem you want to solve and know what it takes to get the person that will solve that problem. You know, whatever process you now want to put in place that will assist you, either referrals, either recommendations, either screening, either interview, anything you want to put in place is up to you. That can help you get the right person that will assist you in achieving your business goal. That's what I'm gonna.
Ajibola Bamidele, you see, I hired you right for this interview. Because this is the man for the job. Can't wait to have you again next time. But that's all we can take today on the show. Do not forget, it is Certification Insights. Do interact with us. Leave some comments here down below on the screen so we can get your feedbacks about our topics and every other thing that you would really love to see about the show, okay? So until next time, be kind to one another. It's not going to cost you anything. My name remains Bamidele Vivian Osagie. Take care. Bye.
For over 15 years, Certification Edge has been in the business of training professionals to pass the PMP, CBAP, ACP, and HR certifications from HRCI and SHRM.
Yes, our results speak. With over 90% pass rate, we are unmatchable.
With our globally certified coaches,
Excellent after-class support system,
Over 1,000 practice tests.
and our magical FIV you will never find anywhere else.
Choose Certification Edge for all your global certification needs and let us celebrate your wins in grand style.
Remember, to be the best, you've got to train with the best.
Contact us for all your global certification needs today.
Certification Edge, building cross-border capabilities.